Hey guys, this is Bluebear, and in this video I'm going to show you guys how you can dump ROMs off your Nintendo DS cartridges and put them onto your R4 card so that you don't have to go switching around your cartridges all the time. You can just have it into one cartridge. So first let me just show you the R4. I put this in here, and for some reason it comes up as Touch Bomberland, but if I click on it, screen goes white and does some weird glitchy stuff, but then it launches into this menu, and your R4, if you just get out of the box, it shouldn't really look like this. I have custom firmware on here, which means I've installed custom software, but this tutorial will be basically the same if you have other firmware on yours. So if I go in this games folder, you can see I put all my games on here, and then it just acts like a regular DS cartridge when you try and play those games. Alright, so what you're going to need for this video is your R4 card with the micro SD. You're going to need whichever game you want to put on your R4 card. You're going to need a micro SD card reader and an SD card reader. Now, this one, some people don't have both these individually. If you have them both individually, it will make this process a little bit easier. But if you have them both in one, then that's not a big deal. The last thing you're going to need is you're going to need a homebrewed 3DS or 2DS, doesn't really matter, with God Mode 9 on it. And if you don't know what God Mode 9 is, if you homebrew your 3DS, I'll put a link in the description on how to do that. That's a program that kind of runs in the background and does a lot of useful stuff, and so I'll just show you that right now. So if I turn off this DS right there, and then I put in this card right here, and then if you have God Mode 9, all you have to do to get started is hold start and turn on your DS, and it will launch into God Mode 9 immediately. So this screen is kind of dim, so it might be a little bit hard to see. But if I go down to Game Cart, then it shows all the files on the game cart. So what I want to do is I want to select this file, click A on the top .nds file, and I'm going to copy to gm9/out. I'll show you where that is later. It'll take a while, so I'll see you guys when that's done. Okay, now that's done, took me about 1 minute. You just click A to continue, and you're basically done from there. If you wanna move over your save file, you can do that too. If you wanna move your save file, you can do that. But I don't actually have. I've never played this game that's in here, so I don't have a save file on there. It's here, but there's nothing in the save file, and so I'm just gonna leave it. But if you want to use the save file, it's literally the exact same process as how you're going to move the game. So now that you've done that, if you go out and you go up to your SD card, if you go and scroll down to the folder GM9 right here and click on it and then go to out, you'll see your file is probably down here at the bottom. I see that mine is down here at the bottom, which means we're good. Okay, so I'm going to want to press... You're going to want to press Start plus R for the system to power off. And then it's done. And so now what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to make sure that your system is off. If your system's on, you may wreck it. Well, actually the consequences of the system being on isn't really that bad, but you just don't want to take those chances. So now you've got your SD card out of your DS. And so what we're going to want to do is we're going to want to put this SD card in our reader. And we're going to want to take the micro SD card out of our R4 card and put it into the other reader. This reader is actually the one that came with my R4 card, so you probably have the same micro SD card reader. Alright, So plug these both into the computer, and then we'll go to the computer. Alright guys, now that you've got your micro SD and your SD card plugged into your computer, you should open up both those drives, have your micro SD on the left, your SD on the right. Okay, so we're going to go to our main SD, click our GM9, click out, and we're going to find that folder that we put here. We put this one here. And so we're going to take this file, and we're going to drag it over to our games folder. And it's going to do some copying. Okay, now that it's done copying, if we go into our games folder, we should find it in here. There, it's in this folder, so we're all good to go, which means we can right click on our drive and eject it, and we can do the same for our other drive. You don't want to pull these drives out bare, or else you'll have a chance of wrecking it, and we don't want that. So we are just going to eject them and then take them out, and then we'll go back to the phone camera. Alright guys, now we're back here. We have our SD card and our micro SD card here. We have our R4 card and our DS. So what we're going to want to do is take our normal SD card, this one, we don't have to do anything to, we just stick it in there, no problem. And then the R4 card, we take out this micro SD card, and we want to carefully stick it in the back there. Takes a little bit of fidgeting because these aren't manufactured the best. There you go. And then we're going to take out our old card. Oh, and I forgot to say, when you dump the ROM off of this card, it doesn't remove the ROM, so this card is still playable as it is. It just adds the game to this. And for some reason, these cards are not manufactured very well, so they don't go in very smooth. They kind of have to do a little bit of a click. And then we're just going to turn them down. Move these things aside. And then we'll check to see if our game is there. Okay, we'll go to games, and then we gotta find the T section. And there it is, right up there. Might not be able to see it very well, but it's right there under Scribble Notes. And if we click on that, it'll ask us if we want to create a save file. Like I said before, if you don't already have a save file on this, if you don't have a save file, then you can just move over the game and you can make one here. But if you do have a save file, like for example if you wanted to move Mario Kart and you wanted to move all your progress, then you just copy that .sav file and you drag it over into the same folder where these games go, and your save file is already there. So I'm just going to click yes to create a save file. It's going to go and create that save file for us. And then it's going to launch the game, and there we go. Looks like you have to hold it this way. Yeah, so we just moved this game from this card onto our R4 card, along with the rest of our games. And just to prove my point that this card does still work, I'm going to test that one for you guys. Alright, so I'm going to pull out our R4 card here. There it is. Put in this card. There it is. And we should be able to play it. Let's see. There we go. There's the game. So, now we've successfully duplicated the game file onto both these cards. And the nice part about having this R4 card is that you don't have to go around, like if you want to switch from this game to Mario Kart, instead of running around switching the cartridges, you can just play them all from this cartridge, which is really convenient, especially for me because I actually play a lot of DS games. Okay. Thank you for watching my video. I hope this can help people in the future. And have fun playing your DS games on your R4 card. See ya.